Hello everyone and welcome to IP Study Lecture video. Today I'm going to take chapter number 7 of grade 8 and the name of the chapter is Linear Equation in One Variable. So dear student, we are quite familiar with this topic because we have discussed a lot about this topic in our previous grade, right? So before I start this chapter, let me show you what are the topics that we are going to cover in this lecture. So first of all, we will understand the meaning of linear equation in one variable, and thereafter we will be discussing about different methods on how to solve linear equation in one variable, right? So without wasting our time, let's start the chapter. So dear students, in our previous grade, we have already discussed about what is an equation. So I hope there is no need to discuss it again. Now we will take one step forward and we will see how to classify an equation. So dear student, we can describe an equation based on its degree. Now what is this degree? The degree of an equation is the highest power of the variable in it. So if an equation has only one variable and highest power of the variable is 1, then it is called a linear equation in one variable. For example, let me write it for you. X plus 1 is equals to 0. We know that this is an equation, right? We have already discussed in our previous grade. If I talk about its highest power, so what is the highest power for this or highest exponent for this? The highest exponent for this variable is 1, right? So since the value of exponent for this variable is 1 and this is an equation, we called it linear equation in one variable. Suppose if I write an equation like this, x square plus 1 is equals to 0. So if you look into this equation, what you will see? What is the degree for this variable in this equation? It is 2. Since the degree is 2 over here, we called it quadratic equation, but we are not going to discuss it here. We will discuss it further or later on in the next grade. But for this grade, we will be focusing on linear equations only. So now let's move on to the next topic and let's see what is there. So dear student, we have already discussed what is a linear equation in one variable, right? So now let's see different methods to solve linear equation in one variable. For that, there are certain rules that we need to follow, or you can say that these rules will help us to solve linear equation in one variable in order to find out an unknown quantity or variable value, right? So let's read it together. The rule says the same quantity can be added or subtracted to or from both the sides of an equation without changing its equality. The next rule says that both sides of an equation may be multiplied or divided by the same non-zero number without changing its equality. These two rules are like we have already discussed in grade 7 when we were talking about equations, right? We have discussed these rules already in the previous grade. Now let's move on to the next rule. Rule number 3. If ax plus b, cx plus d is equals to r by s, then s into ax plus b is equals to r into cx plus d. This process is called cross multiplication. This is something very important for the standard that we are going to discuss later on in this chapter, right? Now, rule number 4. What is rule number 4? Any term of an equation may be moved from one side to the other side with a change in its sign. This does not affect the equality of the statement, and this process is called transposition, right? The sign is changed from plus to minus, minus to plus, multiply to divide, or divide to multiply. So dear student, this is something that we have already discussed in grade 7. So there are 3 things out of these 4 rules that we have already discussed in our previous grade, right? So the rules we have discussed, we need to apply these in order to solve linear equations, right? So let's quickly take some examples and see how these rules are going to help us to solve this equation. Let's take example number 1. So here students, we have an equation 6x plus 9 is equals to 39, right? So let's apply rule number 1. So what does it say? the same quantity can be subtracted or added from both the sides without changing its equality, right? So we need to focus this statement in our mind, and then we have to apply this rule over here. So what I'm going to do, I can see I have a variable and a number on my left hand side and a number on the right hand side. The first step is free your variable part from that number part. For that, what I'm going to do, I can see 9 is positive over here. So what I'm going to do, I will subtract 9 from both the sides, right? So let's do it. So 6x plus 9 minus 9 is equals to 39 minus 9. So what you are left with? You are left with 6x plus 0 is equals to 30, right? So 6x is equals to 30. Now, we have applied the first rule over here and we got this equation. Next, we will apply the second rule that says that you can divide or multiply number on both the sides without changing the equality of this statement. So here I need to find out the variable's value x, right? I can see that the coefficient of this variable x is 6. It means that I have to remove the 6 here, 6 from here. So what I will do, I will divide this equation on both the sides by 6. So 6x divided by 6 equals to 30 divided by 6. When I do so, what I'm left with? I am left with x is equals to 5. So this is the required value of my variable, right? So I hope you have understood this example very well, right? Now let's see some more examples. Let's take another one. Let's take this example, example number 5. So this is quite different. How come? I can see multiplication, division, everything is there. So we have read the third rule. We have discussed 2 rules and we have applied these 2 rules over here in example number 1. Now we are going to use this rule 3 in order to solve this example number 5 over here. So whenever you are going to solve these kind of equation, what you have to do? You have to use cross multiplication method in order to solve this equation, right? So let me apply cross multiplication over here in this example. So 3x plus 5 divided by 2x plus 1 is equals to 1 by 3. This is something we have in this equation. So just cross multiply. When you cross multiply, what you are going to have? 3 into 3x plus 5 on the left hand side, and on the right hand side what you will get? 1 into 2x plus 1, right? Now solve it. You have to multiply this to these 2 terms. What you will get? 9x plus 15 is equals to 2x plus 1, right? Now student, we are going to apply transposition method, transposition rule, the rule number 4 in order to solve this equation after this step. So what we are going to do? We will club or collate variable terms together and number terms together. For that, what I have to do? I have to move some numbers or numbers with a variable from one side to the other side. What we call this method? Transposing method. So I'm going to apply transposing rule over here. So 9x is here, keep it here only. We will take this 2 from this side to this side. So since the 2x is plus over here, it will become minus. So I will write minus 2x, right? Then we have equal to sign, keep it as it is. I'm left with 1 on the right hand side, right? Now I have 15 plus 15 on my left hand side. I have to move it to the right hand side. So when I'm moving 15 from left hand side to right hand side, and since it is plus, it will become minus. So I will write minus 15 over here. So what you are left with? 9x minus 2x. What it is? It is 7x equals to 1 minus 15 is how much? Minus 14, right? Now we have applied cross multiplication till here and we have applied transposing method till here. Now next, I can see my variable is not free yet. Still it is having a number, that is 7. So I have to free my variable from this number, right? In order to find out its value. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to apply rule number 2, which says that you can multiply or divide same number on both the side without changing the equality of the equation, right? So 7x will be divided by 7 on the left hand side. In the same way, minus 14 is also divided by 7 on the right hand side. When you do so, what you are left with? You are left with x equals to minus 2. Right? So I hope, student, you have understood these examples very well. So whatever rules we have read together, the 4 rules we have applied in order to solve these 2 equations. Now let's see what is next. The next topic is equation reducible to linear form. So dear student, we have discussed some kind of linear equation in which you have to find out the value of a variable, right? Some complex equations are also there. Let's see how to solve these complex equations in order to find out the value of an unknown variable. So in order to understand that, we have an example number 6, right? So how we are going to do that? Let's see. So in this example number 6, we have an equation 5x plus 2 divided by 7x minus 5. 5x plus 1 divided by 7x plus 2. So again, what we will do, though it looks quite complex, but still we know how to solve it. The first step is you have to apply cross multiplication method whenever you are dealing with these kind of equation. So what you will do, the first step is cross multiply this. When you cross multiply this, what you will get? 5x plus 2 and 7x plus 2 on the left hand side. And on the right hand side, what you will get? 5x plus 1, 7x minus 5. This is what you will get after cross multiplication, right? Then you have to solve this. When you solve this equations on left hand side and right hand side like this, you are left with this one, right? The next step is, once you are done with the cross multiplication method, whatever you get, then you have to apply transposing, your transposition method, right? You have to apply transposition method in order to solve this equation further, right? So when you apply transposition method over here, what you will do, you will keep variable one side and constant numbers one side. So when you do so, what you are left with? 42x equals to minus 9, right? When you solve it, what you will get? You will get x equals to minus 3 by 14. This will be your answer, right? So I hope, dear student, you have understood this, how to solve a complex equation in order to find out an unknown variable. For that, what you have to do, cross multiply first, solve it, reduce it in a simpler form. When you get the simpler form, try to find out the variable. If it is possible, apply the first 2 rules. If it is not, then apply transposition rule and then further reduce it to its standard form. You will get your answer. So I hope these examples and these rules are very much clear to you. Now students, one more thing is there in this question, that you have to verify your result. How you will know that whatever value you have find out for that particular variable is correct? So in order to check that, what you will do, whatever value of x you got here, you have to put the value of x in the given equation. When you put the value of in this equation, and if your left hand side becomes equal to right hand side after putting the value of x in the given equation, it implies the value that you have calculated is accurate and correct. So this is the method that will help you to verify your answer. So dear student, in this lecture, what we have discussed what is a linear equation first. Then we have discussed several rules in order to find out the value of an unknown in a linear equation. And towards the end of the chapter, we have discussed how to solve a complex linear equation using the rules that we have studied, right? So I hope these topics are very clear to you. So this is all for this lecture. We will meet you soon in the next lecture. Till then, take good care of yourself. Keep smiling, keep practicing, keep learning.